Welcome once again to Moment of Empowerment with Ezekiel Ojo. We thank God for the opportunity to be alive, to witness a great day like this. Today we'll be talking about religious addiction versus keeping the faith. Religious addiction versus keeping the faith. Jesus, teaching in Matthew chapter 11 from verse 28 to 30, said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Sometimes you find yourself in the compulsory rest. You find yourself in an isolation. And it is not every isolation that is negative. Just like in the wake of the plague of COVID-19, it might turn out to be one of the best moments for people to really reflect on what is important in life from the usual fluffs. Something happened a couple of weeks ago that got me thinking about life and about my faith. We are all in isolation, and we've been having our meetings at home. So we just finished watching the pre-recorded Sunday service on our laptops on a Sunday morning. At home, not in church. I cannot remember the last time that we were in the house at 10:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. After the 1 hour service ended by 11:30 a.m., the church thing suddenly came on me. I was looking for people to greet and people to catch up with, as we normally do in the former brick and mortar church. I was looking forward to my several post-service meetings and socializations. I did not feel I have had enough of church after that 1 hour meeting at home. I suddenly discovered that I was stuck with the same 4 family members that slept in the same house with me. And I just finished watching an online church service with them. What's happening to me? I have not taught at the workers' meeting. I have not done my usual praise, accompanied with some well-calculated dance steps. And the list went on and on. Before you say Jack Robinson, I called everyone back, improvised a lectern at home, in the family living room, and kicked off a second service that lasted another hour with a 4-member congregation. Hours later, and in my sober moment and quarantine newfound life, I started thinking something must have crept into my life unnoticed. It is called church withdrawal syndrome. But is it possible to have too much of a good thing? Has religious addiction cleverly crept in unnoticed? The truth is that addiction in any form has the power to be destructive. And there are 5 common signs of religious addiction, which most of us are not paying attention to. Number 1, obsessing about religious activities. True and healthy religion is about a relationship, not religious practice. While religious practice can help us focus our attention on God, when they become the end in themselves, we are on a shaky ground. Number 2, withdrawal syndromes or withdrawal symptoms when you don't engage in religious activity. This may include feeling guilty or shameful for missing church or any religious event, or experiencing the withdrawal that comes from not attaining the desired spiritual high. Number 3, feeling like it's never enough. God wants us to rest in Him. That doesn't mean laziness, but it does mean peace. When we are preoccupied to the point of anxiety with whether we are good enough or doing enough, we are putting the focus back on ourselves, not on God. A healthy relationship with God means we focus on Him and others more than ourselves. Number 4, jeopardizing your relationship with others. Religious addicts will often move away from their family and friends, isolating themselves with other like-minded folks. Overzealousness can also be a problem when the addict begins to shun or verbally judge those who don't share his or her convictions or practices. And finally, religion, when used improperly, can even be a form of escapism. Being concerned with future spiritual things can cause the individual to justify ignoring the less exciting present concerns and to avoid dealing with important emotional issues and personal responsibilities. We need to ask ourselves some questions. At what point does a believer know that he is sliding from the faith in God and getting obsessed with religion? The truth must be told. We must be able to draw the line, whether we're actually in the Christian faith or we're getting obsessed with religion. The main focus of the Christian faith is to develop a solid personal relationship with God and sustain same. Obsession with religion is a different thing altogether. Stable relationship with God is what will deliver you from addictive life patterns. Healthy faith can liberate. Healthy faith does not enslave. This moment that we have found ourselves in isolation, or whatever you want to call it, it's a time to actually reflect on it. Do I really need to have the four walls of a building to worship my God? Most of us did not think we will ever get to the point in our Christian walk that we are going to ask this question. And it's a question that we cannot run away from. Have we become addicted to the building more because of the fellowship we have with one another or the social hangouts than with connecting with God? Don't get me wrong. I support fellowship, support people having social gatherings. But are we putting that more in front than an opportunity to be in a place where you can really fellowship and serve God together with other brethren? It's now becoming so real to us now that a lot of things have to change. Our priorities have to be reset. I believe God is using this to press a reset button so that we can get our priorities right. Revelation chapter 3 verse 20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door of your heart and I knock. And I wish that you will open to me so that I can come in and sup with you and you will sup with me." God wants to connect with your heart. And He might not need a building to do that. How much of your fellowship and your communion with God has changed during this season? Are you able to do more of intimate devotion? Are you able to do more of worship personally? Are you able to do more of prayer personally? How much have those things impacted your spiritual life? We have gotten to a time that we need to draw the line between faith with God and religious addiction. And I believe this is a golden opportunity that no serious Christian will want to miss. Healthy faith liberates. Unhealthy faith enslaves. My prayer for you and I is that we'll be able to draw the line and focus on the things that matter to our spiritual growth. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a grace-filled week. See you next week for another edition of Moment of Empowerment with Ezekiel Ojo. Have a blessed day.